When I launched and I was seeing these like $397 course purchases drop in my PayPal, I was like peeing my pants.
That sounds pretty cool, huh? Well, maybe except for the wedding yourself part. If you're building an online business and getting frustrated by that slow growth of income, just one of the mistakes that I'm going to mention to you today could be holding you back. Holding you back from that elation, that moment of you've arrived, just like Kelsey shared with us. I'm going to share with you how a nurse was able to go from making just a few $1,000s a month in her online business, which is respectable, to well over $20,000 a month consistently. I've also got exclusive access to this video where Kelsey shares some top tips and things that got her to where she is, as well as mistakes that she ran across, and hopefully we can share those with you so you don't have to make the same mistakes. Later on in the video, she's going to be revealing who also helped her coach that she keeps mentioning throughout this video. But first, I want you to meet Kelsey.
Hey there, my name is Kelsey Rao. I am a registered nurse and also the creator and blogger behind the Whole Life Nurse blog site and Instagram platform. And I had my first ever 20K launch, which is insane.
Now, Kelsey actually has a large Instagram following, well over 120,000 followers on there now. But when you look back when she first got started building up this business just a few years ago, her Instagram following was in the tens of thousands. Still large, but nothing like it is today. So over the time, she met this coach, and I want to start now by just sharing what she talks about, very beginnings of working with this individual and some of the things that they started to adjust in her business. And I want you to take a listen closely for some of the things that went through her mind as she was making these changes and adjustments to grow her business.
I met him a while back and we had this conversation about my platform and my brand. And at that time he was like, you need to get courses up. Like you need to get courses up. You need to start getting little wins so we can invest in larger calculated risks/investments down the road. And what he meant by that is like paid advertising. But at that time I was like, okay, I'm gonna make these courses and I'm gonna put them out there.
So it sounds like at this time she was doing some affiliate marketing, maybe some sponsored posts on Instagram, and selling other people's products, right? So she wanted to grow an actual business that she owned and had more control over, as well as potentially more profit. So her coach sounds like recommended digital courses. And at this time, this I think was a few years ago. So maybe 2018, 2017, something like that. And at that time, this was really just starting to kick off. Obviously in 2021, now this is commonplace. This is something where almost everybody has a digital course. But moving into a more highly profitable area like digital course creation with her expertise of helping nurses create higher incomes and do these kind of things is a very worthwhile endeavor. So let's keep listening to this.
He had asked me, like, how are your courses going and all this stuff. And I said, I'm selling my courses. I'm making, a couple grand a month. And he's like, well, how much are you selling your courses for? And I was like, $29. And he was like, you're making a couple grand a month selling $29 courses. And I was like, yes, I was so excited. And he was like, okay. He's like, well, I think you're really undercharging yourself. And I think he was just really like taken back that I had sold that many courses for $29 because he knew I could be making a lot more money and I was way undervaluing myself.
Wow. So the first thing that I got from that was I could tell instantly that her offer was working. The nurses were responding well to what she was selling. She was selling a product, about $30 digital course that was really popular, and there was no advertising, meaning she was doing all through social media. This is really hard work. This is something that where she was responding to DMs on Instagram and making posts every day, multiple posts probably.
And I'm on social media every day, putting up ads, swipe up, snag my course, swipe up.
$60 a month, it sounds like. We're purchasing these $30 digital courses. So right there, we knew that the offer is proven, it works. So now let's figure out what they did next.
I had all these reasons why my course shouldn't be more than $29. And he was like, no. He's like, if you're helping people change their life and their career in some way, shape, or form. And the funny thing was I was helping nurses literally get out of toxic jobs and land interviews that they weren't able to land without my course. And I was also helping them make more money by negotiating as a nurse. But here I was devaluing myself and basically giving away my expertise that was changing people's lives. And the reality is that people would pay way more than $29 for a product that was literally changing their career and their life. And I had testimonies to even like back it up.
So did you hear that? Kelsey was saying that she had all the reasons why nurses wouldn't pay more or at all for her digital course. Well, we know that they obviously wanted it. They were willing to pay for it because hundreds of nurses had already purchased this $29 course. So why not raise the price? Well, she had these mindset blocks. So this brings us to mistake number one, which is assuming how much somebody's willing to pay for something that you offer. Especially a digital course, very difficult to price something like that. What is a course worth if it allows you to negotiate higher pay at your nursing career? That might be worth thousands of dollars over the course of a year. How much is that worth to a nurse, and how much are they willing to pay? This is where you have to test out the pricing and test out the offer to see, and clearly she had a winning offer. Now it's a matter of, can we provide more value and raise the price? And when you raise the price, a lot of times the perceived value of that product goes up as well.
I was literally prideful about the hustle that was exhausting me, right? So it was like, I was like, I can do this on my own. I can watch all these free webinars and all these free business, PDF downloads, and I can go live on Instagram and I can sell these courses and make a couple grand a month. But I was exhausting myself. I didn't need a coach that was gonna cheer me on and give me ideas and make me feel good. I needed a coach who was going to show me systems and who was going to show me how to make money. I wanted to make money.
Oh, sorry about that. Just responding to some DMs on Instagram. So as Kelsey was mentioning, that she was really prideful of the fact that she was staying up all the time, posting multiple times a day on social media, responding to DMs. This was something that she took a lot of pride in, that hustle. So this leads us into mistake number two. Having systems or not having systems in place so things don't fall through the cracks. See, when you're growing an online business, the best thing to have in place before you start doing paid advertising or really throwing fuel on the fire, which is traffic, is to make sure you have systems, automations, email marketing, setting up the systems so that when people come in to buy your products, that they can go through this funnel and everything will just work as smoothly as possible.
Literally produced a 20K launch in 2 weeks, which is insane. I never, ever in my life, when I literally had all this money coming in monthly and we launched this course and we did paid advertisement on Facebook, which I'd never done before. And I learned all how to do that, which was awesome getting that set up. And he helped me do it step by step.
What do you think? It's my Mona Lisa. Now it's not perfect, I know, but you know what? I did learn from the best. I was actually watching some videos by Leonardo da Vinci as he was painting the Mona Lisa. I wanted to learn painting, so I figured I might as well go to the best, right? This leads us to mistake number three. If you're trying to learn or get coaching from somebody, don't do it for somebody that's way beyond where you're currently at in your business and has very little empathy for where you're at. And a lot of the problems that you might be experiencing might be beyond their level. They've moved way past email marketing setup and website design. They're into bigger problems. The same goes for finding somebody that's too new. When you're trying to outsource or trying to hire out a lot of these technical tasks, which I know a lot of people want to do, they go immediately for the cheapest option. Who can do this and who can do it quickly? Well, there might be some people out there that understand email marketing and automation or Facebook ads, but are they just the ones that have literally just passed a course and taken a course from the guru out there, and now they're trying to teach the same thing with very little experience in the real world? Mistake number three, avoid it at all costs. Try to find the right person, and if you're not at that point, learn as much as you can yourself.
And when I launched and I was seeing these $397 course purchases drop in my PayPal, I was peeing my pants because I was selling courses for $29. And I've never in my wildest dreams thought people would actually pay $397 for a course that I know was worth way more than that. But would they think it was worth that? And they did. And not only did I sell one of them, I sold multiple of them, which ended up getting me a 20K launch. And the coolest part about it was like, this is just the beginning. This was my first launch using these tools, these strategies, and these resources that I learned.
A 20K launch, that's really exciting. And as you noticed, she mentioned that it was about a couple weeks. Literally in 2 weeks, you accomplished this 20K launch. So this gets into mistake number 4, which is don't compare your start to somebody else's middle or end, because we are in a comparison game online. We're always looking at, oh, this person, they just had a 6-figure launch in their course, or this person just sold their business to Amazon for $1 billion, or all of these things that we compare ourselves to. We can't compare your start to somebody else's middle. And Kelsey, while she mentioned that it took a couple weeks, it actually took a lot longer than that. What she had done for the previous 7 years before that had all built up to this moment. So it's very difficult to assign credit completely to this coach that she has for that turnaround, although it sounds like there was a lot of things that they did right in order to get to that point. But there was some levers already being pulled throughout her time growing her audience, getting them to know, like, and trust her, just like she knew, like, and trusted this coach. We've been talking a lot about this coach and a little bit mysterious about it the whole time. So are you ready to meet this guy? What's great about this is I reached out to Kelsey and she was able to set up, actually, in fact, he's here today in my studio in this room. I'm gonna go ahead and have him just take my seat and you guys get to meet the man behind the scenes that Kelsey was raving about. Hang on. So you just want me to talk to the camera? Okay. Hi there, I am Kelsey Rowell's business coach, and I like to keep a low profile because I'll tell you what, when I'm on the streets, it can be people run up to me, they start asking, hey, how do you do an email marketing automation? How do you set up Facebook ads? And I'll tell you what, I love talking about that stuff, but it can be exhausting, especially when I'm out with my family and we're just trying to have dinner. Do I want to talk about email marketing automations at dinner? I do, but it's probably not the best time. So I just like to keep a low profile. Hope you can appreciate and respect that. Now, getting back to Kelsey. Wow, what an amazing business owner and person that took the responsibility upon themselves. I don't want to spend too much time here, talking about me. Obviously, yes. Did I have a big part in this? Of course. Was I purely responsible for everything? Some would say that. I wouldn't say that. When you think about creating an online business, there's a lot that goes into it. Kelsey had years of experience, trials and tribulations, learning along the way, and she was willing to be open to learning new things. So I recommend that for you as well. I think Tom mentioned before that, don't compare your start to somebody else's middle, especially Kelsey's, where, she's built up this amazing audience of people who want to hear from her. So keep that in mind as you're growing. I would say don't subscribe to this channel because I don't think he wants that. You don't want that, right? Oh, maybe just hit the like button if you got any value out of this show today. Oh, he wants me to, I better go. He doesn't. Okay, I'm sorry. Well, he's pretty eccentric, isn't he? Him and I actually have a lot in common, including our first name, which is really ironic. So when Kelsey mentions Tom in the video, that's him. That's her coach. And he had a lot of cool things to say, including hitting that like button, tapping it, smashing it, bopping it, booping it. Do whatever you need to do, but the like button is really good, especially if you got some value out of today. I've got a little bit more I want to share with you, but in the comments below, let us know, what are some of the mistakes that you're going to try to avoid now that you've learned from Kelsey's experience growing her business from 2K to 20K a month.
For those of you guys who are listening to this, I never, ever, ever, ever thought I would ever see that number in my bank account. It has changed my mindset. It has changed my business game. It has changed my hopes and dreams for the future of my business. It has transformed in like my life. And even my husband, like when I showed my husband like the money coming in, he was like, are you kidding me? You know, he was just like, you know, who is this Tom guy?
So there you have it. That was Kelsey's story of taking Whole Life Nurse, her online business, from a couple $1,000s a month to over $20,000 a month now. I hope you were inspired, entertained, educated, got education? I don't know. If you enjoyed the video, leave a comment below. Let us know what was one of the key takeaways, or what mistake are you going to try to avoid the most. And I know Kelsey's going to be checking the comments as well. If you want to learn my plan, my financial plan for the next 345 days, watch the next video. And until next time, Mona Lisa.